I'm Rob Macdonald, Vice President of Exploration for Southern Silver, and I'll be, I guess, first thing first, I will be making forward-looking statements. I do that by my nature and in part for my job in terms of projections and anticipation of results and estimates and whatnot. So you're fairly warned. But in this talk, I will be focusing primarily on our flagship project, the Cerro Las Benites silver lead zinc project located in Durango, Mexico, which is currently one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver projects in the world, with indicated and inferred resources totaling 335 million silver equivalent ounces at an average grade of 326 grams per ton silver equivalent. The indicated and the inferred resources are in about 40% indicated and 60% inferred in terms of the resource split. We're located in a well-established silver mining district in Mexico. We're surrounded by producing companies. It's again a mature exploration and mining district. And in terms of corporate initiatives over the last several months, we completed the purchase of our former joint venture partners' interest in the Cerro Las Benites project. So we now have 100% control of the project. We completed financing in June 2021, and we have a full treasury to be able to continue on both exploring the project with further drilling. We have a PEA coming up later this year, as well as our corporate objectives. So in terms of the company catalysts, the main thing last quarter was a resource update, which increased the resource size by 33%. We continue to get a little bit of metallurgy work done on the sulfides and oxide components of the resource. And we are continuing to do engineering that will get worked into a PEA due in the second quarter of 2022. We also continue greenfields exploration on two properties. Actually, it's make that three properties because we've actually added a project to the property, and we're doing some initial surface exploration on that. And I'll review that a little bit in a little bit toward the end of the presentation. So in terms of our capital markets profile, you can see our capital structure. Our share price is hanging in around that 30-cent level. It gives us a market capitalization of about 85 million Canadian enterprise value, because of we have cash in the bank is a little bit lower. Our main shareholders is Electrum Global Holdings. We have some institutional participation in the last couple of financings, and so they're starting to increase the representation of institutional shareholders. You can see our share price. It's been moving, I think, a little bit with silver, a little bit subdued right now, given that silver stocks have backed off a little bit. We have analyst coverage from Red Cloud Securities, as well as Fundamental Research, with recent ratings suggesting that we should be trading at a much higher level than what we're currently trading at. And we also get newsletter coverage through Peter at Silver Stock Investor, but also at the Caesars Report and the Silver Chartist with Jeff Clark. And again, just to reiterate, Cerro Las Benites is one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver-based assets in the world. There we go. You can see we sit very comfortably within the top 10. Of those top 10, they tend to be bulk mineable projects and open pit projects. So of those top 10, we tend to have the higher grade. And so we do offer that sort of a double bang for the buck, a large project and relative high grade deposit. We would be modeling this as an underground mine and looking at bulk mechanical or bulk mining underground methods. So we have recently completed the acquisition of our former joint venture partners' interest in the project. It simplified the ownership of the project. It's given us full control of the project. It enhances our market profile, increases our market capitalization, makes us a much more attractive takeover target. We have a group of in the management team and board, experienced mine finders with history of success, particularly in Mexico. When you go down the list of the people involved with the company, you see involvement with a number of world-class deposits such as Peñasquito in Mexico, Hemlo or Escape Creek in Canada. We have the San Cristobal deposit in Bolivia, Los Gatos in Mexico, the San Nicolas deposit in Mexico as well. So it's a group that know what major projects look like. They know how to advance those projects, and they know how to transition those projects to a production decision, either within the companies that they're operating with or through sale of the asset for the benefit of the shareholder. And so we now have 3 projects in the company portfolio. In southern New Mexico, we have the Oro project, a large laramide porphyry system. Large laramide porphyry system, and now the newly acquired Hermanis project. It too is 100% owned, and it's a large epithermal vein system that we're now just doing some of the initial sampling and work on in preparation for ultimately drilling. But I will be spending most of my time on Cerro Las Benites. It's the flagship of the company. It sits within the heart of the Faja de Plata. It's 100% owned. We've recently completed over 20,000 meters of drilling on the property, and resulting in an increase in the resource, and we're working on a PEA that's due in the second quarter of 2022. The project is located in a safe jurisdiction around non-narcotic related agriculture. As I like to joke, we're out in the middle of the bean fields, not the marijuana fields. Very safe area to be working. We have our permits in place. We have exploration access agreements with the local ejido in place. And to that end, we've been able to complete over 80,000 meters of drilling on the project at a relatively effective cash discovery cost of only 9 cents an ounce silver equivalent. So this is the location of the project. It's located just 70 kilometers to the northeast of the city of Durango. The highway to Torreon runs right through the property. It's highlighted here in yellow, and it's a large property package, 345 square kilometers, and we're surrounded by producers. On our eastern boundary is Hecla's San Sebastian project. Our northern boundary, Fresnillo is exploring their El Titanic claim. Avino is mining gold and silver mineralization just 6 kilometers away from our boundary. And then Avino has recently purchased from Corp Mining the La Preciosa project, which is also within the district. We have road network, a nearby town that acts as our base of operations, only a 6 or 8 minute drive. And so it's an excellent place to be working in, surrounded by producers. This is the Cerro Las Benites, the hill of little mines that we're turning into one large silver, lead, zinc resource. You can see the highway network in the foreground, one of the bean fields. And so we identified initially 4 mineral deposits on the western side of the Cerro. Over this last 18 months, we drilled out the South Skarn and Mina La Bacuna areas. They are now the new mineral resources on the project. And you can see geologically, it's a pretty classic skarn CRD system. You have a central intrusion acts as the heat pump of the system. The deposits are distributed around that. These are the 2 new deposits in here. You can see their drill hole distribution, and we've actually completed now some drilling on our El Sol concession. We have assays pending for that quite soon. So this is the mineral resource as it breaks down, 32 million tons, and breaks out into indicated and inferred resources now totaling 335 million silver equivalent ounces. There's now over 115 million ounces silver alone, which on that basis makes it quite a significant deposit in its own right, regardless of the base metals. And so in terms of the resources, increase the resource by approximately 33%, the size by 33%, resources by 26%, total silver ounces increased as well by about 40%. So the new mineralization had a higher silver bias to it, which we think is good because silver reports to our better paying concentrate. So we're very happy about that, and are looking forward to building that into a PEA. And again, just looking at the distribution of the deposits, you have the central intrusion, the initial 4 deposits, Blind, El Sol, Los Victorias, and the Skarn front sitting out in here. And then we have the South Skarn and Mina Labacona targets on the east side, or deposits on the east side of the Cerro. We are working towards a PEA. We have some excellent metallurgical recoveries in the work done to date. We've developed that into an NSR model. We have preliminary mine designs, and we're incorporating the 2 new deposits into that mine design in preparation for the PEA. Again, due late second quarter of 2022. And so that's a quick summary of Cerro Las Benites. We have some more drilling that we want to do. We've got to report some from El Sol, and then we're back on El Sol to do some follow-up drilling. We have some drilling pending from the North Felside area. We'll want to be drilling on that again, and we have a couple of other targets in here as well. So very quickly, we have our Oro property, again, 100% owned by Southern Silver. It's a large porphyry system. We completed some drilling on the distal gold target in 2016, 2017. We completed earlier some core drilling on some of the skarn and replacement deposits. And now we completed airborne geophysics, which has identified some excellent porphyry targets in this area, as well as some other potential skarn targets down here. And that's what we're looking at drilling. We have our drill contract. Our permit is now being issued. We're finalizing the bond, and we should be drilling in the first week of February on that. We have a 6-hole, 4,000-meter program as our initial drill program. And again, that is starting in the first week of February. So more news flow to look forward to. And you can see the distribution of the drill holes that are selected. This is the porphyry target in here. Here is the skarn target down in here. This is the magnetic signature, and this is the conductivity signature that we identified in our ZTEM survey. And then the new acquisition, again, very quickly, we have the Hermanis project. Geology is very favorable for a large epithermal vein system, newly optioned from Bud and Nick Hillemeyer and Perry Durning. They're very experienced prospectors known in Mexico. I mean, they identified Camino Rojo, Piteria, San Sebastian, and Los Gatos. So again, good eyes that ferreted this out for us, and we're just starting now mapping and sampling of the vein system in preparation for drilling later this year or beginning of next year, by the time we get everything all permitted. So that's really what we have here. We have a new resource update has grown the resource by 33%. We're building all of that into a PEA. With results anticipated in the second quarter of 2022. And then we have further greenfields exploration on the El Sol claim, further drilling on the El Sol claim, and now pending program now on the Oro properties. So we'll be continuing drilling on those. And then we're going to continue mapping and sampling on the Hermanis with the idea of developing drill targets on that for later this year or early next year.